Howdy survivors, welcome back to another video on ARK Survival Ascended, and I am building a western town on scorched earth using a lot of the things that are in the Bob Tallstill adventure pack available for this map. And I think especially for building, this is a great DLC. I think it's definitely worth the price if you enjoy building a lot. We have the new building textures giving us a lot of new options. We got a bunch of cool items to decorate, and some that actually have some use, like different kind of lamps, the windmill, the water tank. There's a lot of cool stuff here, and of course I had to go and try and make my own little western town. Now it's not done yet, far from it actually, but I do want to show you the progress that I've made over the past 2 weeks in some of my live streams and in between as well. So let's get started in my western town, and please do leave some name suggestions down in the comments below, because I need to name this town, and I probably also need to start naming the saloon, the stores, etc. I need some good names, so if you have any, please leave them down below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave the like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to support me even more, you can always consider becoming a member. And there we go, we are here in my western town. This is the first part of the main street, which is now completely done building wise. I probably will slowly add more decorations over time, but we got a whole nice street here to look at with a couple of different buildings, shops, bank, hotel, whatever. We've got some normal homes, and of course we've got the saloon as well. The highlight, of course, the center of town. This is actually gonna be like a town square, so there's gonna be streets in multiple directions from here. The train station is over there, but of course we had to have a nice and big saloon. This is actually based on a saloon from a game that I used to play a lot, Hunt Showdown. In Lower the Cell, they had this cool saloon and had a bunch of shootouts in here. So I figured, you know, if I'm gonna build a saloon, might as well try to make it somewhat represented, at least from this outside shot especially. This is actually a saloon that I have done a tutorial for, so you can check this out if you want to build it yourself. You got a nice little front porch here with some details along the way, and we got an interior. It's quite dark in here because I haven't turned on the generator yet, but it is also a nice and cozy interior. I think we got a little lounge over here with some chairs and sofas. We got some diner tables, of course. We also have a piano for some music. Got another table over here, and then some kind of bar over here as well, with the tables being used, and just a bunch of props around, and even a couple of plants, you know, to bring it all to life. Then we got the second floor, which is definitely where the fun happens. We got a couple of poker tables, some relaxing chairs to sit around, some plants to bring it all to life. Yeah, very cozy, I think, and probably a very nice place to just hang out, relax, and play some poker with some friends. We got a little walkway here on the front, of course, that we just saw. We have the big windows, etc. And we actually also have access to the back here as well, where there is another little walkway down here, and also a big water tower to make sure that there is plenty of water in the town as well. So yeah, just a raised up platform. You can actually walk around the water tower as well, so you can access it. And there's a little ladder going up right here. Now what I really wanted for this town was some cool little alleyways in between buildings, of course. And having the buildings somewhat connected. So here there's a loose connection, like they're close together. We have some alleyways. These are completely connected. And then the other side of the street is just fully connected from start to finish. And we actually have got some guests in town as well. So yeah, you know, see, it's very popular western town. So we got the hotel here, which does have some sort of interior. So we have the little, you know, reception area, I guess, and then we got a couple of simple rooms down here. Just very bare bones, but you know, it's the minimum. Got the fancy room over here with a little private lounge, a little desk, and you have access to your own private balcony where you can look out over town and really enjoy your time over here. Really happy with all the new detail pieces that we've gotten to just decorate our town and our buildings with, which is not only going to be great here, it's always going to be great to have these extra pieces available to decorate stuff with, because it's just so much easier to bring a build to life if you've got some different options for decor. So yeah, you can see it here as well, just to filling the alleyways, giving them a little bit of detail. So these are just two normal houses of people that are living here. They don't have an interior because I don't want to do every interior if I'm not going to use it. But I do want to have the details on the outside, especially so that when you're walking around in town, you really feel like the place is alive. And we have a little stables here on the side at the end of the street, which will lead off to probably maybe some mining areas or some farm areas, stuff like that. And then we have the other side of the street. Now there's a couple of buildings down here. Again, at the end we have a normal house. These are the textures flipped around to make a bigger difference between the two buildings. You can also see that I've been painting them. I've so far been using 3 different colors: the green, the blue and the red color. I'll show the exact color names on screen right now. Please, hopefully I did remind myself to do this. Otherwise I'll post a comment and pin them down below. But yeah, I think it helps, you know, making all the buildings feel slightly different and adding some extra color to the town. So we got a normal first house over here. Actually really like that, especially from the back as well, because we got this long window ending in this little round shape, which is one of my favorite new textures from this Frontier pack. Yeah, but you can actually see that we have all completed backs, and especially for this street, the backs are actually pretty nice because there might just be another street down here as well. Not sure if I'll build like buildings together here. We'll see, but yeah, there will definitely be more streets around town. Then we've got an undertaker, so we have a bunch of gravestones, we got coffins and stuff like that just for decorations, but also giving us a lot of spawn points, I guess, to spawn here. And there's an extra supply here down the alleyway, and then even more back here as well. Yeah, just really nice to be able to add all these details, and I think it looks really nice and just gives a lot of life to a building like this. And then upstairs it's going to be the living quarters for whoever's running the shop as well. Haven't done any of the interiors yet, as I mentioned before. Then we got the gun shop, very important of course. Probably gonna add some interior to this and have a little bit of crafting available there. Maybe make sure that if I do use this as a base at some point, I can have like that. I have all the crafting stations that I need in here for the gunpowder and the guns, etc. I think that would be really fun to have. Then we have a smaller store next to it. It's the general store, just, you know, some odd bits and bobs that you can buy here, and just a nice little design as well. And then we got the bank, of course. Gotta have a bank in a western town like this. The upstairs is probably the important offices, and then down here is where the actual bank would be. So here would probably be some of those you know, we would ask to deposit or to get your money out, and then this is where the vaults would be. But yeah, as you see, I haven't really done much of the interiors because I just wanted to get this whole town started. But yeah, overall I'm quite happy with all these buildings. These are all mostly facades, like a lot of these buildings have just flat backs. This one, of course, the gun shop being the biggest, it actually has a somewhat normal roof than the other one as well, and that one is a little bit of a combination of both. Like, I was gonna make it flat, but then I wanted to have a rounded window, so we made it into something a little bit more special. And there we got mostly flat roofs as well, but I do try to add in a little bit of detail. So here we have some ramps to just slightly raise this up, but I mean, it's just for show. There's not using that necessarily on the inside. And this one is completely flat, but we do actually have a little plank so that you could go to the other roof, so we could actually also have like a proper shootout from the roofs in my western town if I wanted to. And you can also do some parkour and go from roof to rooftop, yeah, which should be really fun. And then on top of the saloon, I currently have the generator and the bell, but we'll see if we actually will keep that here if we do end up using it as a proper base at some point, which I kind of want to, especially if it's going to be a proper little town, complete little town. I think it's going to be really fun to live here for a while. But we'll see. We'll see. Because we also have a really cool main base. And then you can see up over there, that's where I'm working on the train station. It's not done at all. Let's try and get up there. But yeah, it's still very much a work in progress. It's also on the next layer, so you can see it's quite high. But there's a couple of these stairways to get up to the station. And eventually, I'll be sure to have some kind of connection to the main street as well. We got a couple of platforms because this is the central station for my entire server. So we got this first platform here, which is also the biggest one, and you can see it extends here by quite a bit. This is where I'm gonna be building the main train station, the central station, the main building to have. And this is just gonna be, you know, track numero uno. This is the most important track on this whole train station, on this whole map. That's going to be the main line, and then we have yeah, the second platform right here in between the tracks. And we got the first little train here that we did on the live stream as well. And then we have the last track for the other side, because this is actually a double track. So right now this is my train. It's a little bit glitched, as you can see. If you don't load the area and then you come flying in, sometimes it you know, it glitches a little bit, but you just reattach the cards and they're all fine and good to go. Eventually I'll be having more tracks, of course, going everywhere. This little loop that we have right now with the first main line actually goes to the Desert Ruins base that I'm building, and then also past our little starter base along the way if you want to. So that's actually the first loop, and I'm working on actually doing all these little details, adding all these scaffolding pillars in, making it look a little bit better than just having the random thin pillars everywhere. But it's definitely a work in process, because it just takes so damn long to get that everywhere and do that everywhere. Normally you need, of course, the pillars after every 2 tracks. You can see that right here, they're quite close. But if you've placed them down, you can actually remove the middle one, and then that saves you a lot of time and materials placing them all down. But yeah, there's definitely still a lot to do. I want to just add the train station in, of course, but then also extend the main street. We need a sheriff still, a jail house. We need a bunch of shops. I have a whole list of suggestions that people have left, but feel free to add some more and I'll see if they're already on there or not. Like, there's a bunch of different shops, of course, that I still want to add to the streets as well, and just making it feel more like a little town. And then probably on the outskirts, just outside of it, I might try to have like a little mining entrance as well, and then maybe even a like bigger barn for storing dinos, etc, etc. And then the most challenging part that I haven't really thought of right now, I'm just building here in creative. I don't really do anything else here, so it's fine, but I need to figure out a way to keep it safe without dinos just coming in and destroying things, without having just to put on a major wall, because that will definitely not feel right for this town. So I guess we'll have a bunch of species X to plant, or a bunch of turrets and make like an unlimited amount of bullets just to power all the turrets of something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get something going. But I'm definitely very happy with the look so far, and I can't wait to see this project grow over the next few weeks and months, maybe even, to a proper big western town. It's gonna be really cool. So if you want to see that, make sure you follow along for the journey. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.